Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thanks so much for joining me here. It's officially the, what is the actual date? The 15th. It's actually, guys, oh man, I'm getting my words all kind of mixed up. What a great start. I've got something in the back of my mind. What I was going to say is, welcome to the live stream here, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to be here. I really do appreciate it. It's a Sunday evening here in the UK. I hope you guys have had a fantastic weekend so far. I'm sat here. I've got a, bear with me one second. I'm trying to bring up my, there it is. Perfect. Okay. We should be working now. Okay. So yeah, I hope you guys have been having a great weekend so far, and it is Mother's Day here in the UK. So, for everyone here in the UK, who is a mum, happy Mother's Day to you. I hope you're all having a great Mother's Day, whatever you guys have been up to. I'm sat here. I've got my cup of tea. And I've got my box of biscuits as well. So I'm being very, very British today. You know, that's our heritage: tea and biscuits. Tea and biscuits. But we do have three major topics that we're going to be diving into, guys. We're going to be continuing a story from last week that we started here on the channel, talking about this scam company that's selling, basically, they're selling fake tickets to events that don't exist. This is part 2 of this story. And it's the same company that we were talking about last week on the channel. And this company, they're selling tickets to like musical events to do with Harry Potter. And then basically a couple of days before the event, they cancel the tickets. The event doesn't exist. And we find out that this company's been scamming people. And this second part of the story, it's the same company, but it's at a different venue, a different event this time. And they're continuing to scam more people out of tickets. And it's just not right. But it's an interesting story to dive into. And in the video, I give you the name of the company. You want to avoid this company at all costs. If you see them pop up, do not buy any tickets from them. But yeah, so we're going to get into that. Our second main topic is going to be talking about fantasy book recommendations. I've seen a lot of you guys in the chat in the past streams over the past few weeks talking about books that you want to read or books that you've been reading, recommendations, things like that. So we're going to jump into a list of fantasy book recommendations that you guys may want to pick up. Maybe books that you've heard of. Some of them are well-known books, but maybe you've never picked them up, you've never read them. Maybe they've been in the back of your mind. So we're going to go through a list of recommendations for fantasy books. I think you guys will find that interesting. Then finally, in our last and main topic, we're going to be talking about actor Tim Roth. He was going to be playing Snape in the actual Harry Potter movies. He did accept the role initially. Then he decided to turn it down because he didn't want his entire career being centered around Snape. So we're going to jump into that as our main topic. But it's going to be an interesting stream, guys. It really, really is. We've got some of our regulars here. We've got Owl Browser as well. I think Owl Browser is a new user here. I haven't seen Owl Browser before, so it's nice for you to join us. We've got Core, we've got Kimmy, we've got Emma. Some of our regulars in there, so it's great to see you guys, as always. Thanks so much for joining us here on this beautiful crisp Sunday evening here in the UK. And like I say, for any of you guys out there who are mums, happy Mother's Day to you guys. It is officially Mother's Day here. And I always say the most special relationship in the world, it's between a boy and his mother. So, you know, I'm a bit of a mummy's boy at heart. You know, I love my mum, even though I'm getting older, but still, you know, it's great to have a day of recognition for mums and all the things they do. They make the world go round. They keep us alive. They keep us in check when we do bad things and, you know, bail us out financially and all kinds of things. You know, all kinds of things. Whenever we get into trouble, there's mums that are always there to help us out. So, you know, it's great to have a day set aside to, it's great to have a day, what's the word I'm looking for? To, you know, admire the things that all the mums in the world do to keep us going, so to speak. So, Gryffindor just sent in a $10 super chat sticker. Thank you so much for that, Gryffindor. I really do appreciate that. I don't have my confetti cannon at the moment, and I'm trying to think of something else. I know what I'll do. Instead of a confetti cannon, because I don't have that loaded up, I will personally, for your $10 super chat sticker, I will personally offer you one of my biscuits. How about that? Some tea and biscuits. Thank you very much for that support, though. I really do appreciate that. That really does mean a lot. I really appreciate that support there. It goes a long way to helping out. And, you know, again, it really does mean a lot. And let's grab your super chat. Let's grab your sticker. And like we usually do, let's put your sticker up here. Let me go down to here. Where was it that I just saw it? Go down here. And then we're going to put your sticker. Bang. There we go. We're going to put your sticker right there in the middle. Your sticker helps support the channel, and we're going to put it up on the screen just like that. Perfect. So there we go. a tea and some biscuits for the super chat sticker. It's a shame that you're not actually here, because I could offer, you know, it'd be great to have a cup of tea and a chat. I would always love that. Yes, Kimmy, they are rich tea biscuits, in fact. And I have rich tea biscuits, and I have a lime green chocolate sweet thing here. I'm not exactly sure what this is. I saw it in the cupboard, so I just grabbed it. They're quite nice. I think I've had them before. But anyway, guys, so we've been here for a few minutes. We'll just chat for another couple of minutes. Then we'll get into our first main topic, continuing that story about that scam company that's continuing to scam people out of their money. It's pretty shocking stuff. And I just want to give you guys a head up. Chocolate limes. That is exactly it. Chocolate limes. And I want to give you guys a heads up about this company and kind of give you a warning, as well as kind of making the video informative at the same time. So if you guys see this company anywhere, just avoid them like the plague. Just don't buy anything from them. You know, warn other people, all that kind of good stuff. Trying to do a good service here, guys, because I don't want anyone to be scammed out of any money if they go and, you know, if they go to expect, you know, Harry Potter tickets and then ends up, and Scotty has been a member for 4 months. Wow, Scotty. Thank you so much for being a member for all that time. That's incredible. It's been great to have you here, Scotty, and being a member for 4 months. The 4-month anniversary. Thank you so much, my friend. Your support means a lot, and it's always great to have you in our live chats. I always enjoy our conversations, and I always enjoy seeing you here, being part of the community, Scotty. So thank you so much for being here. And I believe it was your birthday recently, wasn't it? I hope you had a good birthday, whatever it was that you got up to, Scotty. I think it was like, when was it, last week or the week before? Something like that. But whatever you got up to, Scotty, I hope you had a good birthday and a good time. And again, whatever it was you got up to, whether you went out, you know, drinking, or whether you went out for a meal, or whatever people it is that they do these days. William Walters is here as well. Nice to see you, William. Thank you so much for joining us. So I think let's get into our first topic here, and let's start talking about this scam company. And again, guys, just bear in mind, remember the name of this company that we're going to talk about in this video, and just please, just don't buy anything from them. That's all I can say. But let's jump into our first topic, and let's continue this story. And if you do want to see the first part of this story, talking about this company that's scamming people, if you go onto the channel and type in like Harry Potter scam, it will come up with the first part of this story. So if you want to check out that video after the live stream, that's kind of like the first part to this story. If you want to fill yourself in a little bit more with it. But okay, let's get into this. Here we go. Continuation of a story that I started last week on the channel. There's this company going around by the name GenMat Productions, and they're scamming people out of different Harry Potter tickets for different Harry Potter shows. What they do is they schedule tickets for a musical, a stage play, an orchestra, whatever it may be to do with Harry Potter. They sell all of these tickets, they're non-refundable tickets, and then a couple of days before the event is due to take place, they cancel the event. People still turn up to the event and then find out that at the venue, no event was even booked to take place. So this company is completely scamming all of these people. Last week, I was talking about the same company scamming people, but that was a different scam. So this week, it's the same company, and they're continuing the same scam, but it's at a different location and a different venue. I'll link the video from last week down below in the description. So if you want to check out sort of part 1 of this story, of this same company scamming people, they did it at a live orchestra. This time it seems to be a different event. But like I say, I'll link the first part down below, because they're continuing to scam people. And when you see this name, GenMat Productions, if you're ever booking tickets for anything Harry Potter and the name GenMat Productions is involved, avoid it like the plague. Do not go near it. Do not touch it. They will scam you out of your money. Just avoid them, again, like the plague. So this comes to us from countrytelegraph.net. Mystery over Harry Potter tribute show at Coventry venue, which had no booking. So tickets have been sold, but Coventry Central Hall said no confirmation of the show had ever been made. And the exact same thing happened in Bolton. I would believe it was in the last story we talked about last week. So basically, this company doesn't even book an event. They put on the ticket that, you know, the event is due to take place at this venue. Then when people get there, they call up the venue. What's going on? Why is the event not taking place? And the venue says, well, the company that's putting on the event, they didn't even book anything with us. Like, there's no contract. They didn't book anything. Nothing was planned. So it's a complete scam. Okay, so this looks to be the event place here, the Methodist Central Hall. Looks like some sort of community center place. So, Coventry Central Hall, also known as the Methodist Central Hall, said that no official confirmation for the show was ever made. Mystery surrounds the Harry Potter tribute show that was due to be staged in Coventry. Tickets were sold for the music of the Harry Potter production, organised by Gem Mat Productions on February the 7th this year at Coventry Central Hall. So again, if you see that name, Gem Mat Productions, you know, lock that away in your brain. I mean, screenshot this, write it down, put it as a note on your computer, your tablet, your phone, whatever the case is. If you're a person who books a lot of tickets for Harry Potter events or whatever it may be, just avoid this name at all costs if it pops up anywhere. Just trying to help you guys to save out some money there. So, but a Trustpilot reviewer posted on GemMat Productions page that they had booked a ticket for the Coventry event only to be told it was cancelled just before the event. And this is what they do. They have non-refundable tickets. They'll sell several hundred tickets. Then they cancel, I'm doing it in air quotes, they don't cancel the event because it was never scheduled to take place anyway. But they say that they've cancelled the event a few days before, and then all of the people can't get a refund on any of their tickets. So, I mean, if you're paying £60, £70 a ticket, that's a lot of money. So the reviewer claimed that they were struggling to contact the company about a refund and dubbed it a complete scam. Oh, you're struggling to reach the company. I wonder why. Because it's a scam and they don't want to speak to you. Man, it makes my blood boil that people can do this. They just scam hardworking people out of their money. So further investigations by Coventry Live revealed that the independent websites that had listed the show had been changed to say the show had been cancelled. Okay, let's keep going down here. So, Coventry Live contacted Coventry Central Hall, which was up in the picture at the top of the article, also known as the Methodist Central Hall, and asked if the event had even been booked for February the 7th. In a statement, a spokesperson told us that inquiries were made about using the venue, but no official confirmation for the show was ever made. Again, this is exactly what happened in the first part that we talked about in the other video. They also scheduled an event, well, at least it says on the ticket, on the last video, it was due to take place in Bolton Victoria Hall, and when people turned up at Bolton Victoria Hall, they spoke with the proprietors of the venue, and the venue people said, we never had any confirmation of this event, you know, nothing was finalized with us, we had no contract in place with GemMat Productions to put this live Harry Potter music show on, and yeah, nothing was ever planned. So the hall said that they had been contacted by people about the cancelled event and that they were directing them to the company. So last September, an inquiry was received regarding the availability of the hall for the 7th of February this year, but this booking was not confirmed, the statement read. We have been directing those that have been contacting us about the event to the company concerned. The Coventry venue is not the only place in the country to have the same show booked, only for it to never materialise. Exactly what I was saying. So this is the second article we're talking about. I'm sure more of this is going to pop up as the year goes on, but man, like, something needs to be done about this. You know, some government body, the police, you know, trading standards, whatever the name of these companies are that deal with company practices and litigation and all this. A lawyer, someone with a good lawyer needs to get onto these people and get them shut down because it's just not right that this is happening. So, Coventry venue is not the only place in the country to have the same show booked, only for it to not materialise. We talked about Bolton Hall, Victoria Hall in Bolton. That was the second location. In fact, the Manchester Evening News reported that in Bolton, this is exactly what I'm talking about, fans turned up to watch the show only to be greeted by a sign that the company behind the event had no official booking. Again, they did the same thing. On the tickets, Victoria Hall, Bolton, people turned up and there was nothing planned, nothing scheduled. The proprietors of the venue had no idea about it. And again, a big giant scam. So the company was the same one linked to the Coventry show, GenMat Productions. On the GenMat Productions website, it explains that the company is going into liquidation. So if they're going into liquidation, why are they not, number one, why are they selling tickets when they're going into liquidation? And number two, why are they not refunding people their money? You know, if there's something that doesn't make sense. If you're in liquidation, then you don't have an event scheduled. You don't sell tickets. It doesn't make any sense to me. There's something really fishy about this. They can just constantly say, we're going into liquidation. That's why we can't refund any tickets. And they can just say, we're going into liquidation for like the next 5 years. And I mean, who's going to prove it wrong? I mean, I don't know. Again, someone needs a good lawyer. So GenMat Productions Limited has appointed an insolvency practitioner, a liquidator, and a formal liquidation process is now underway following the period of severe trading disruption. As a result, all scheduled and forthcoming events will no longer proceed. We recognise the disappointment this will cause and regret the company has been unable to continue trading. For clarity, all events promoted by GenMat Productions Limited were genuine productions arranged in good faith with venues and suppliers at the time of the promotion. That's absolute BS because the venues have no recollection of these events taking place. No contracts were signed. Nothing was cemented in terms of these productions. The venues didn't even know about them. So it's absolute BS when they say it was all in good faith. At no point were the events advertised without genuine intention of delivering them. They're just absolute liars. In a number of instances, agreed performance dates were subsequently cancelled by venues following external communications and adverse publicity. Those decisions were made independently by respective venues. GenMat Productions Limited traded for a number of years, presenting hundreds of live performances across the UK to thousands of audience members. The company's position deteriorated rapidly following venue-led cancellations and associated financial losses, ultimately leading to the appointment of the insolvency practitioner. So, all matters relating to the company's affairs, including communications with ticket holders and creditors, are now being handled through formally insolvency process. Jenna Leanne Hopkins, who is listed as the director of GenMat Productions on Companies House, told The Men, GenMat Productions Limited has appointed blah 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 insolvency practitioner, subject to formal liquidation process, blah blah blah, and that's basically what they're saying. Information regarding the company's position, and then there's their website, GenMat Productions. Should we go over to their website quickly and have a look? I'm curious to see what's on their website. So let's go over to their website. Yeah, this is their website now. GenMat Productions is appointed insolvency practitioner. And yeah, so that's what their website basically says. Okay. But it does seem like a gigantic scam. I mean, I really don't believe them when they say, oh, we're just going into liquidation. That's why we can't give any refunds and we have to cancel everything. Yeah. All right. It seems a bit too much of a kind of a simple answer that's going on there. But yeah, I mean, guys, again, I guess we just take away from this, right? If you see the name GenMat Productions near any event, venue, tickets that you're booking, just avoid it, and let everyone else know as well. If you know of any family and friends that are thinking of booking tickets to a musical, whether it's Harry Potter or something else, regardless of what it may be, if it's not Harry Potter related, if you see anyone booking anything and the name GenMat Productions pops up, just tell them to avoid it at all costs, and you'll save them a bunch of money. But there you go, guys. So what do you think about this story? Do you think they are actually going into liquidation? Is this just an excuse that they're using to scam people out of money? Because they're putting on these shows, supposedly. The venues have no recollection of anything being booked at the venues. People are turning up, they're losing out on big sums of money, and it's something very fishy and nonchalant going on here. So guys, jump into the live chat or down below in the comment section if you're watching this after the live stream. I would love to know your thoughts and your take on this. GenMat Productions, keep that name in mind. And if you're ever booking anything, and I mean anything, even if it's not related to Harry Potter, if we're talking about, whether you're going to see a band, whether you're going to see a musical, an orchestra, a stage play, whatever it is, if the name GenMat Productions comes up, do not book the ticket because they will cancel the event on you and you will not get a refund. So just bear that name in mind, guys. Just want to give that out there. Just want to help you guys. I don't want anyone to get scammed out of their hard-earned money. And it's kind of disgusting that this company is doing that kind of thing. And it's just not right. It really isn't. Okay, so what I'm thinking, guys. So I just, something was just brought to my attention, right? So I keep seeing this post up on social media. Let me just bring it up for a second. And I want to see what you guys think about this. Let me just see if I can find it quickly. So, that's a bit big. That's way... Okay, that's way too big. Let me make it a bit smaller here. Okay, so I keep seeing this on social media at the moment, okay? This post here. So it says, HBO to drop all episodes of the Harry Potter series at once, shifting away from weekly releases. Well, number one, this probably isn't going to be on HBO Max, so that's wrong. And number two, there is no way in hell... I'm saying this, right? I'm going to be really animated about this, right? I will bet all of the money in my bank account. There is no way that they will dump all the episodes in one go. It is not going to happen. Because what would happen in that circumstance? You would dump all the episodes, people would talk about it for about a week, they would do all their reviews, everyone would be going crazy on social media about it, and then after like a week or 2 weeks, the conversation would be over and people would move on to other things. What you do, you draw the first season out, episode by episode, week by week, because as the weeks go along, it becomes the weekly conversation. Oh, the new episode of the Harry Potter series is dropping this Friday. And then as the series goes along, more and more people will get on board. The ratings will continue to go up week after week as the conversation gets louder and louder. The fear of missing out. People are going to hear, people at work, people at school, people on the street, on the bus are going to be talking about it. And it's going to draw more and more and more people in on a weekly basis. There is no way in hell, I'm saying this right now, there is no way in hell they're going to drop this all in one go. It's not going to happen. Usually, that only happens with TV shows when the executives on a streaming service like Netflix have no faith in what they put out because most of the stuff they put out is garbage. Let's be honest. For every 10 series or every 10 movies they put out, they may have 1 or 2 kind of hits. They do have hits. K-pop Demon Hunters and things like that. They do have big hits. Squid Games, Stranger Things, they do have big hits. But more often than not, they put out garbage and they drop their series all in one go because they know they can't retain a week-by-week excitement. But when it comes to this, week by week is absolutely key to drawing more people in to get those ratings to increase, the fear of missing out. And yeah, so I keep seeing this post online and I find it so frustrating. There is no way. They'll definitely won't do that. They'll keep at least the final episode till a week later. No, there is no way. There is no way. Sometimes what they've been doing, I've seen in recent years, they've been experimenting with some series on streaming platforms. So what they've been doing, they've been releasing like the first 2 episodes. So they release the first 2 episodes, then they do a week by week basis from that point onwards. Because the first 2 episodes, it gives you, let's say each episode is 40 to 45 minutes long, right? So that gives you like a solid hour and 15, an hour and a half of those first 2 episodes. It gives you enough to kind of bite, to get you interested, to hook you. Then they do a week by week play. And again, that week by week play, it'll be the conversation of the week. The episode's coming up on Friday. I can't wait to talk about it. Everyone's going to go onto YouTube. They're going to be talking about it. The newest episode is going to be in a few days. What's our predictions? What's going to happen? What happened last week? Every single week, the conversation will get louder. So week by week makes sense. If they came out and dumped all of this in one go, it would be one of the dumbest decisions that I've ever seen in any medium whatsoever. But I just don't, I think there's like a 2% chance that happens. I'm not going to say 0 because, there's basically, there's nothing in the universe that has a 0 chance of happening. I mean, a dolphin could spawn inside my room with a machine gun and shoot the place up. And aliens could jump in here and, aliens could zap through my window and steal my cup of tea and abduct my cat and fly off to Venus. I mean, it's possible. There's not a 0% chance of anything. So, it is what it is. And I hope you enjoyed my explanation there anyway. So yeah, there's that. Also, something that's going around on social media at the moment is this. So this picture here, we've known about this for ages, right? So you've got the movie version of what Voldemort looked like, right? Obviously in the top left-hand corner, that's Ralph Fiennes, what he looked like. And obviously they toned him down. He was going to look like this, these other images, right? So he was going to have the more snake-like features, like he does in the book. He was going to look more terrifying. He was going to have the red eyes, the slits, and the big teeth and whatever. And they toned it down for the movies because, they didn't want to traumatize the kids. But we've known about this for ages. But for some reason, I just went onto social media a minute ago and, it's doing the rounds. It's going viral. And I'm like, but we've known about this for ages. So, why is it just hitting the headlines now? I don't know. People are rediscovering this, but it's been widely known for a very long time. So I'm not understanding why it's now becoming popular on social media. I have no idea. Half of the time, I don't understand how social media works. But it is what it is. I hope that in the series, we get the more book-accurate look there of Voldemort. Could you imagine, Voldemort emerging out of the shadows and looking like this image here? How terrifying would that be? If he looked like that, the bottom right-hand corner. Man, could you imagine how traumatized kids would be seeing that coming out of the dark? Holy crap. But I mean, that would look scary as hell, for sure. And if you went to the Harry Potter studio tour to see him roaming around looking like that, So, but there's that anyway, guys. So, there's a bit of news there. Those two things I just kind of wanted to bring up to your attention. But yeah, that thing about dropping all the episodes in one go, no chance that that's going to happen. When we're going to get the information reveal as to, I think the 2 episodes at the beginning could be possible. 2 episodes to start with and then a weekly basis. That could happen. But if not, they'll do a week by week basis, like I say. And that's kind of my take on it as far as what's going to happen with that. Okay, let me bring this up. Why can I not see that? I don't know what's happened there, but that's okay. I'm just going to leave that for now. Okay, so that's pretty much where we are at the moment. Cloud App says, I hope it's something between the 2 of those looks. Yeah, I mean, that's very tricky there. I mean, how do you get in between those 2 looks? I mean, it's like you want to make it scary, but not too scary. It's like, where's that fine line? Do you know what I mean? I think they should give him glowing eyes. Like, I think his eyes should be red. You could do, like, sharper teeth, right? So, the Ralph Fiennes look, like, keep the Ralph Fiennes look, yeah? Ralph Fiennes look, give him sharper teeth and give him the red slit eyes. And I think that could be a compromise. Like, the teeth don't have to be as big as what they were, on that mold that we just saw. But make the teeth bigger and give him red eyes, and that would look creepy as hell. Like, that would be a good compromise, I think. But anyway, it'd be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see what design they go with. I mean, we don't even know who, what actor is playing Voldemort, Daniel Radcliffe. But, it is what it is. So anyway, guys, let's move on to our second topic, where we're going to be talking about fantasy book recommendations. So for all of you out there who are looking to read something else that isn't Harry Potter, that's still within the realm of fantasy, let's jump into these book recommendations. Like I say, some of them are well known. So they'll jump off the page straight away. But maybe, some of them you won't know. And let's dive in, and maybe it'll give you a recommendation for what you can read next. In the live chat, talking about other books that you want to read, other books you want to get into that may be similar to the Wizarding World, and kind of looking for recommendations. I see you in the chat. I've seen you guys talking about your books and what you read and what you want to read and all that kind of good stuff. And I thought, you know what? Let's find something that's linked to Harry Potter, but also talks about recommendations for new books you could potentially dive into if you finished all your Harry Potter books. So, I came up with this article here. This comes to us from Collider. 10 fantasy books that are as good as Harry Potter. Well, I mean, that's debatable. I mean, that's up to your own conscience to decide whether these books are better than Harry Potter or not. But, it is what it is. But anyway, let's dive into this list. And let's check out these kind of recommendations on this list here. Like I say, if you're looking for something new to read, this may be right up your street. So, let's go down into this list. So, starting off with this one, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. So, Percy Jackson begins with a boy who constantly feels misplaced in school and misunderstood at home. And then a sense of displacement becomes clearer when he discovers that he is the son of Poseidon. He is taken to Camp Half-Blood, where children of Greek gods train to survive monsters and prepare quests that are shaped by ancient rivalries. So, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I mean, isn't there a series on Netflix or Amazon at the moment? A Percy Jackson series? I've been meaning to watch it. It does look pretty damn good. But there you go, guys. So that's the first recommendation here. Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I've heard good things about it. Check it out if you haven't if you haven't read it yet. You may enjoy it. Okay, let's move on to our second one here. So, His Dark Materials, 1995 to 2000. Lyra Bellacour grows up in a world where every human has a demon that represents their soul, and this visible bond shapes social order and personal identity. When children begin disappearing, Lyra uncovers experiments involving dust, a mysterious particle linked to consciousness and maturity. Her journey takes her across the Arctic and into parallel worlds, where she meets Will Parry, a boy who can cut windows between realities. The narrative slowly reveals the struggle is not only political, but philosophical, centered on who controls knowledge and belief. So, that sounds like it's got heavy, again, political and philosophical points to it. So, that may be right up your street. That one there, His Dark Materials. Okay, moving on to the next book recommendation, The Chronicles of Narnia. Everyone's heard of this. They've done films on it and all that kind of good stuff. But maybe you thought about the book, but you've never actually picked it up. Maybe this is the right time to give it a try. So, the Pevensie children enter Narnia through a wardrobe and find a land frozen under the rule of the White Witch, whose power rests on fear and deception. Guided by Aslan, they are drawn into a conflict that tests loyalty and courage. Edmund's betrayal of his siblings create consequences that demand both justice and forgiveness. The early narrative establishes the moral failure carries weight, yet redemption remains possible through acknowledgement and sacrifice. Time moves differently between worlds, and each visit reveals change shaped by leadership and belief. So, I mean, that sounds pretty damn cool. I wouldn't mind reading that at some point, but it sounds like a bit of a mind bender if my simpleton brain could wrap itself around it. But yeah, there we go, guys. So, an old one, but a good one. And again, you know, we've all heard of this book, but how many of us have actually picked it up and read it? I mean, that's the thing. A few of us have probably seen the film, but the book, I'm sure, is going to be very, very different from the movie. Or the series. I can't remember if it was a movie or a series. I think there was movies on it. So, up next, the Earth-Sea Cycle. I can't say I've ever heard of this. 1968 to 2001. So, Jed, I think it's Jed. Jed begins as a talented but proud boy whose desire to prove himself leads him to summon a shadow he cannot control. And this single mistake shapes the direction of his life. As he continues his training and discipline in the world of wizards, he learns that magic depends on balance and the true names of things, which means that every action carries a consequence. Instead of fighting an eternal enemy, Jed must travel across the islands to confront the dark force that came from his own ambition. So it looks like it's kind of, you know, looking back on yourself, this metaphor. He summons this shadow that he can't control. And it's kind of talking about, you know, the shadows that we summon in our everyday lives, you know, that overshadow us, negative thoughts and emotions, and kind of looking in on ourselves, and, you know, the worst of ourselves and the better of ourselves. And it sounds like it's going to be one of those types of stories, but it sounds pretty damn cool. I've never heard of it. So up next, A Song of Ice and Fire. And again, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of this one. So the story opens in Westeros, where noble families compete for control of the Iron Throne after the death of King Robert Baratheon. Eddard Stark accepts the role of the Hand of the King, only to uncover political deceit that places his family in danger. Meanwhile, Daenerys Targaryen is married into a warrior culture across the sea and slowly gathers strength to reclaim her family's claim. And yeah, we all know of Game of Thrones at this point in time. I mean, I've seen all of the episodes, the series. I absolutely loved it. I haven't read the books. I don't know how different the books are from the actual series. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of discrepancy, again, between the books and the series. For those of you who have read the books, do let us know in the live chat or down in the comments. But yeah, there you go, guys. A Song of Fire and Ice. You know, it's a recommendation. If you haven't read it, maybe give it a try. Okay, moving on. Mistborn, 2006 to 2016. So, in a world ruled by immortal Lord Ruler, Vin survives as a thief until she discovers she can burn metals to gain physical and mental abilities. That's pretty cool. She joins Kaisler's rebellion, which aims to overthrow the regime built on fear and divine authority. As Vin trains, she infiltrates noble society and uncovers secrets about the Empire's structure, where the magic system operates through strict rules. And every action depends on careful understanding of those limits. That's pretty cool. She can burn metals to gain physical and mental abilities. Man, that sounds really cool. It almost feels like an X-Men character, like a mutant who's got like mutant powers. That's kind of what it makes me think of. But that is Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn. So there you go, guys. Another great recommendation there. Let's keep going. So we got a few more here. Discworld, 1983 to 2015. Discworld is set on a flat world that rests on the back of 4 elephants standing on a giant turtle. That is crazy. Yet, despite this strange foundation, the problems within its cities feel familiar and human. In the City Watch novels, Sam Vimes serves as a guard in the Anak Morpork. I have no idea how you say that, Anak Morpork. Where crime, political tension, and social division constantly threaten disorder. As he investigates murders and conspiracies, he must enforce the law in a place where power often bends rules for its own benefit. So it's set on a flat world, which is interesting. And it's like a murder investigation to do with conspiracies, political tensions, all that kind of stuff. So if you're into kind of conspiracies, murders, all that kind of stuff, living on a flat world on the back of elephants and turtles, I mean, this sounds kind of insanely crazy, but it sounds kind of cool. Murder mystery, and then a bit of kind of fantasy kind of mashed together here. Sounds pretty cool. So that one was Discworld. Okay, let's keep going. So, The Lord of the Rings. This needs no introduction. Everyone knows what this is. And no, I haven't read it, but I do need to read it. The Fellowship of the Ring. I mean, man, what can you say? Frodo Baggins inherits a ring that holds the will of the Dark Lord Sauron, and he joins a fellowship tasked with destroying it in Mount Doom. As the group separates, Aragorn confronts his claim to the kingship, while battles spread across Middle-earth. Frodo and Sam continue toward Mordor, carrying a burden that grows heavier with every step. And yeah, I mean, we don't really need to talk about, everyone knows what Lord of the Rings is at this point. Just one of the most incredible stories ever written, in my opinion. And I mean, there's a whole lore thing around. There's like elven languages, and there's like the orc languages, and like, man, the amount of lore is just insanely deep. You could literally spend the rest of your life kind of studying the lore and all the characters, and it just blows my mind. Every time I go on Lord of the Rings wiki, and I look up a character, man, there's so much information. It's crazy. You could literally study it, like, for years. Okay, so, The King Killer Chronicle, 2007. So, man, I have no idea how you say that. Kova recounts his life story from childhood in a traveling troupe to his years at university, where magic is studied as a discipline, not only as an inherited gift. After the murder of his parents by a mysterious Chandrian, he survives through music and intelligence before gaining admission to formal study. There he learns sympathy, alchemy, and naming, though his ambition often leads to rivalry and danger. So that one sounds pretty cool. It sounds like a coming-of-age story as well, and a lot of magic in there, a lot of fantasy. It sounds very, very fun. We've got The Hobbit as well. Again, another Lord of the Rings book. This needs no introduction. Bilbo Baggins leaves his quiet home when Gandalf persuades him to join Thorin Oakenshield and the company of dwarves seeking to reclaim their treasure from the dragon Smaug. Smaug, however you pronounce it. I always say it differently every time I say it. But again, I love The Hobbit, the movies with the talking dragon. I thought it was incredible. And he has to go into the dragon's chamber, and it's like full of gold, and the dragon sleeps in that pile of gold. I think it's so cool. And that's kind of where we are, guys. So, a bunch of recommendations there for some fantasy books. Maybe if you finished with Harry Potter. So, let's just go back and recap. So, we've got The Hobbit. We've got The King Killer Chronicle. We've got Lord of the Rings. Discworld. Mistborn. A Song of Ice and Fire. The Earthsea Cycle. The Chronicles of Narnia. His Dark Materials. And finally, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. So, like I said at the beginning, I saw you guys sometimes talking about books and recommendations and what you want to read and all that kind of stuff. So, I thought this would be kind of aimed at you guys in the live chat. Some good recommendations there for different books you guys can read if you're kind of out of ideas and you're not sure what to read. So, there you go. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Do let me know. Jump down in the comment section, right? Guys, let me know, what book are you currently reading? What books are you looking forward to reading next? And on this list, if you could choose any of the recommendations here that you haven't read yet, which one on this list would you pick as being the most exciting for you? Drop it in the live chat or down in the comments. And like I said, also let me know if you're reading something at the moment that isn't Harry Potter. Drop it down in the comment section. I would love to know, and others, and I'm sure others would love to know what you're also reading at the moment as well. Thanks so much, guys, and I will see you in the very next video. So there we go, guys. A few books there, recommendations for you guys if you hadn't thought of them. I know that there's literally hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of different fantasy books out there we could go into. I could sit here, you know, for the next 12 hours going through all the recommendations, but I came across that small list there on Collider, and you know, I thought I would just kind of jump into it, and because it kind of linked to the Harry Potter franchise, you know, saying books that are potentially better than Harry Potter. Again, that's up for your interpretation if you think they're better. But still, it gives you some recommendations there. So if you want to go back through that list, or, you know, the list itself is linked in the description as well. So after the stream, if you think, you know what, some of those books sounded good, just hit the link down in the description and you can go back and you can check out that list again if you need to. So Kimmy says, was that thumbnail clickbait? No, so the thumbnail's not clickbait. I wasn't intending it to be clickbait. Basically what I did, I went onto Google. And I just typed in fantasy books, and it came up with a picture of a load of fantasy books. And I put the image of the fantasy books into the thumbnail. That's basically what I was doing. I was trying to imply that we're going to be looking at a list of fantasy books, but I didn't want to go through and save every individual image from the article itself, because that would have taken ages. So it was quicker for me just to go onto Google, just to save a picture of a bunch of fantasy books, because that got across the point I was trying to convey in the thumbnail, and that's good enough. So yeah, I wasn't trying to do clickbait. Guys, I would never do clickbait. I would never misrepresent a video. I always try my best. I know you're not saying that I would do that, but I'm just saying I would never purposely misrepresent a video or misrepresent anything. I always try to convey my videos with the title, the thumbnail, you know, the descriptions in the best way that I possibly can. Because I always want you guys to have, you know, if you click on a video expecting it to be a certain topic, of course I want it to actually be that topic. So yeah, I try to be as accurate as I can with the thumbnails and titles. Yeah, I know you was joking, Kimmy. It's okay. I know you're joking. I'm just saying though. I'm just saying I always try to be as accurate with that stuff as I can. Because I know a lot of people on YouTube, like, you know, they embellish their title. Because obviously part of the title and thumbnail process, you have to kind of embellish it, you know, to get more clicks, to get more views. I completely get that. And you have to make it look as really, you know, make it stand out. And that is part of being a content creator. You know, you have to, you're not just a content creator, but you have to kind of advertise your own content by doing thumbnails and the descriptions and the titles. So embellishing those things is a good thing to get more eyes on your content, but you have to do it in a way that doesn't misrepresent your content at the same time. I bet you guys have had this same issue. How many of you, tell me in the chat, how many of you guys have seen an awesome thumbnail, an awesome title, the video looks insane, you click on it, and it's just an AI voice reading a script to a bunch of AI videos or AI images? How many of you guys have clicked on that video? I guarantee a lot of you have done that. And it's through no fault of your own. Like, because you see it and it looks awesome and you expect there to be a content creator kind of talking to you, but you click on it and it's just an AI voice and it's a bunch of AI images. And you're like, really? You're like, it's got no soul or no personality behind it whatsoever. Like, I'm not saying that I would never use AI as a tool to help me with my content. I would, you know, if, for example, there's been some thumbnails where I was talking about a Harry Potter theme park that hasn't been built yet. So to make an image of a Harry Potter theme park that hasn't been built, using AI as a tool to convey that message can be a good thing. If you're using it every now and again to convey a message to help you with your content, then I don't see a problem with people using AI. I really don't. But it's when you're using your core content, AI is your core content, that's when it becomes a major issue. But anyway, that's a whole rant. I don't want to go on that too much. I have certain views about that. I'm sure you guys do as well. You don't want people wasting your time with AI stuff. Emma says AI is better now, but it's still not something like I prefer a real person. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, like when we click on a video, it's just great to have a real person. Like, you know, this real person's created this content. They put the time and effort into it. So yeah, that's pretty much where we are. Okay, guys, so we've got one more topic here, talking about the actor Tim Roth, and it looked like Tim Roth had been cast as Snape in the Harry Potter films. I didn't actually know this, and it's quite an interesting story. He actually accepted the role of Snape, and, you know, history could have been very, very different. So let's jump into it. Let's see what Tim Roth had to say for himself, and ultimately what happened and why the Snape role went to Alan Rickman instead of Tim Roth. So let's jump in, and I'm sure you guys will have a lot to say about this story. We're going to be talking about this. Tim Roth turned down Harry Potter's Snape role after fearing that'll be it for his career. Alan Rickman was later cast as the Hogwarts professor. So yeah, I mean, if you were going to replace Alan Rickman with someone else, I mean, Tim Rothman, man, that would be a good way to go. The guy is Oscar caliber talent. He really, really is. He's a great guy. But I completely understand where he's coming from there when he says that'll be it for his career. You know, once you do such an iconic role, that's literally all you're remembered for. Like, no matter what you do after that role, people will always ask you about the Snape character, and it feels like you're going to forever live in the shadow of that Snape character going forward. In the rest of your career, no one's going to remember it. All they're going to remember is Snape, and I think that's the kind of fear that he had, and I do get that to a point. I honestly do understand that. I mean, for example, just going off on a tangent here, think of an actor like Henry Cavill, right? Henry Cavill has been in a lot of great films and TV shows and stuff like that, but what everyone's going to remember Henry Cavill for is Superman in the Zack Snyder, you know, movie universe. And the rest of his career is going to be overshadowed by the Superman role, and a lot of his career will probably be unfortunately forgotten because he was so big and iconic as Superman. And Tim Rothman probably felt like he was going to fall into the same trap, where Snape would overshadow the rest of his career, everyone else would forget the rest of the roles that he's been in, and also every interview you would do after being the Snape character, all people would ask you about is Snape and Harry Potter, and that's all you would talk about for the rest of your life and your career. People wouldn't want to know about anything else. So I do get why he turned it down. If I was in his position, of course I wouldn't have turned it down. I'm not saying I would turn it down. If I was Tim Rothman, I would have accepted it in a heartbeat. And he did accept it initially, but turned it down after the fact. But yeah, I mean, I get it to a point. So Tim Roth has opened up about almost playing Severus Snape in the Harry Potter films. As part of a new interview with VT, the Reservoir Dogs actor sat down with co-star Rebecca Ferguson to promote the new Peaky Blinders film. And guys, I could not be more excited for Peaky Blinders. If you've never watched the series Peaky Blinders with Cillian Murphy, you are robbing yourself of an amazing TV show. One of the best that I think that's ever been made. Do check out Peaky Blinders. Even if you only watch a couple of episodes, you'll absolutely get hooked on it. Absolutely incredible movie. Incredible series, sorry. So, when the topic of conversation somehow turned to Harry Potter, spurred on by Rebecca Ferguson, Tim Rothman reluctantly admitted, I was almost in it, talking about the movies. Quote, they asked me to be in it, he elaborated, before explaining why he ultimately chose not to pursue the role. Quote, I initially said yes, then I thought, no, I'll just always be Snape and that will be it. So again, what we talked about at the beginning of the video there, where the rest of his career would just be overshadowed by the Snape character, I get it. If he's not into Harry Potter as much as, you know, many other people are, again, the only questions people would ever ask him about is Snape, Harry Potter, and you know, much like Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe can't go anywhere without someone bringing up the conversation around Harry Potter, and to a point that has to be frustrating, and Tim Rothman, again, probably doesn't want to fall into that trap of just being known as Snape, and then everyone forgetting the rest of his career. So obviously that role was very famous, and it went to Alan Rickman, who played the creepy but complex Hogwarts professor in all 8 of the Harry Potter films between 2001 and 2011, becoming synonymous with Snape for many generations. It was previously reported that Tim had auditioned to play Snape, but ended up choosing to star in Planet of the Apes instead, which was filming at the same time after deeming it too much to appear in both. Alan, I don't my voice went funny then. Alan was on author J.K. Rowling's original wish list of actors given to the film's producers from the off, along with Robbie Coltrane, Richard Harris, and Maggie Smith, who went on to play Hagrid, Dumbledore, and Professor McGonagall respectively. And there's our late great Alan Rickman, Snape there, and man, it's just like, it's so great. He's just, I can't get over like how good he was in that performance. He just played it so perfectly, and to try and fill those boots, for someone to come in and try and fill the boots of Alan Rickman going into the series, man, it's going to be a tough role. It's going to be tough. It really, really is. But I'm kind of curious to see what it ends up being like. So meanwhile, Tim isn't the only member of the Peaky Blinders cast to talk about Harry Potter, with Cillian Murphy recently shutting down rumours that he's set to appear as Voldemort in the upcoming TV series. And for those of you who want to dive into that more, I do have a video on the channel, you know, where we dived into the recent comments that Cillian Murphy made regarding what's going on with the Voldemort casting. He's outright denied it, but he could be lying, we just don't know. But if you do want to dive into that video, go onto my channel, go on the search and just type in Cillian Murphy and it will come up with a video, and you guys can check out that in more depth if you want to. So the controversial new adaptation has already signed up a string of stars for its cast, including John Lithgow as Dumbledore, Nick Frost as Hagrid, Janet McTeer as Minerva McGonagall. Snape is set to be portrayed by I May Destroy You actor Papa Asidu. And again, there's so much controversy surrounding the Snape, the Snape casting, and still to this day, there's people still arguing about it on social media and all that stuff. From my point of view, I don't care. Papa Asidu is a great actor. I'm curious to see what the guy can do. I know that's controversial to a lot of people. If you've seen the series Gangs of London, that's where I was first exposed to Papa Asidu, in Gangs of London, and he is incredible in that series. Check out Gangs of London if you haven't seen it. And the guy's acting is amazing. I know that he doesn't look like Snape. A lot of people, you know, oh, I'm not going to watch the show because Papa Asidu is playing Snape. Whatever, that's up to you. If you don't want to watch the show, don't watch the show. But don't complain about it. Don't sit around complaining about it. If you don't want to watch it, just don't watch it. Move on to something else. Talk about something else that you do enjoy. Don't sit around moaning, complaining, and downvoting videos and leaving bad comments on, you know, on people's content and stuff. If you don't want to watch the show because of Papa Asidu playing Snape, then just don't watch it. It's as simple as that. But anyway, that's me going on a rant about it. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in it. It will be a bit jarring to start off with, but I mean, the first couple of episodes when we see Snape, I think he's going to fit into the role, and I think he'll be fine. Unless they do something crazy and, you know, decide to recast him, but it is what it is. So there we go, guys. Tim Rothman, or Tim Roth. I always call him Tim Rothman. Is his name Tim Rothman or Tim Roth? Tim Roth. I call him Tim Rothman, and I've been doing that throughout this video. I don't know where I got that name from, but I keep calling him Tim Rothman. So if I have been saying that throughout this video, I do apologize. I meant Tim Roth. But anyway, yeah, so history could have been a lot different, guys. And with AI being here, I feel at some point, right, I may even try to do this at some point myself, right, how history would have been different if Tim Roth had been playing Snape instead of Alan Rickman. I can imagine where someone takes like a 20 or 30 second scene of Snape from the movies, and then you digitally add Tim Roth instead of Alan Rickman, just to see what it would have looked like. I mean, as an experiment, that would be so interesting to see what his version of the character would have looked like. And using AI, we can actually do that now. And I wonder whether someone would actually do that. If I could do that, I would give it an attempt. I think that'd be quite fun to see how that would turn out. But it is what it is. So there we go, guys. Tim Roth turned down Harry Potter role of Snape. Do you think he was silly to turn down the role? Do you think it was a good choice on his behalf? He seems like he wouldn't have been happy talking about Snape for the rest of his life, so I get it from his point of view. But obviously, I would never have turned it down. And I would love to know what you guys think. So jump in the comment section, leave your thoughts, your comments, your theories, your opinions, and all that good stuff about what's happened here. Did he make the right choice? Did he make the wrong choice? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know again in the live chat or down below, guys. Thanks so much, and I will see you in the next video. Guys, I expect I'm going to get a little bit of backlash going into that video there, talking about Papa Assidu as Snape. If I put that up as a single video, I'm going to get so many comments about that. I was thinking about this earlier. When I went off on a small rant there about Papa Assidu playing Snape, I was just like, I don't know whether I should be talking about this, because people are going to go nuts in the comment section. But you know what? I'm going to fully embrace it. I don't care. I'm going to post up that as a single video in the coming days. And, you know, it is what it is. If people lose their minds in the comment section, they lose their minds. It is what it is. But, you know, I got to the point where I'm just like, if I want to talk about Snape and I want to talk about Papa Assidu, I'm just going to talk about it. I don't care anymore. I literally don't care. Like, I'm just going to make my thoughts well known on it. And if people disagree with me, they can disagree with me. It's, you know, much to their own, so to speak. So, yeah, my initial thoughts, like, I was a little bit apprehensive, but now, like, I think the actor's great. I mean, okay, is it accurate to the books? No, it's not, because we know the description of Snape in the books, so we know it's not accurate to the books. Okay, I get where people are coming from on that, but I mean, I get it to a point, because this series is supposed to be based on the accuracy of the books. I get it, and the fact that this character is going to not look like the character from the book. So I do get where people are coming from. But I mean, he's been cast, it's set in stone, it's gonna happen. There's no point in us sitting around worrying about it. We have to kind of deal with it. So I mean, the thing is, yeah, he doesn't look like Snape, but he's a great actor. He is a great actor, and he will do good things with the role, even though he won't really look like Snape, to be honest. But I mean, he's a good actor, so I'm cautiously optimistic. I mean, I honestly don't know. I mean, will they recast him? Will they cave to the pressure? I honestly don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with the whole Snape thing. Are they going to give us an official reveal? I always say they could either go one of two ways. They can either peel the Band-Aid off quickly to expose the wound, you know, just show people Snape, get the conversation over and done with before the first episode airs, because you want all of that controversy, all of that conversation to come out. You want people to have that conversation, the internet to do whatever it's going to do, and then you want people to kind of be over that conversation before the series comes out. Or do you go the other route, which I think is not a good route to go, where they try and hide Snape for as long as they possibly can? But then, unfortunately, the conversation is going to come up during the series airing, which could be detrimental. So, I mean, what's the better way of going? I mean, I think they're better off just showing Snape to the audience as soon as possible and getting that conversation and that controversy in the rearview mirror before the first episode even comes out. Personally, that's what I would do. You know, if I was over at HBO making decisions, even though it's not going to be HBO much longer, it's probably going to be on Paramount Plus by the time we see it, which is still a weird notion to me, but it is what it is. So anyway, guys, so that's kind of our three main topics down. But before we finish off the stream, I do want to show you guys this as well. And, oh, by the way, where was it? Gryffindor did send in another Super Chat sticker with a black cat. And by the way, for those of you who may not know, Gryffindor, one of our channel members, has just got a brand new cat welcomed into her home. So, you know, congratulations to Gryffindor for getting her brand new cat. I hope her and her family, you know, welcome their new feline friend. I've got a cat myself. I may try and find him in a minute for you guys. Do you want me guys... I'm gonna go find my cat in a second. But yeah, congratulations to Gryffindor for adding a new feline member to our family. Cats are amazing. They're good for de-stressing. They're good for depression. They're good for the mental. They're good for mental health. And yeah, it's having a cat or a dog is a great thing to have. It's really good for the human brain. But guys, bear with me 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can find my cat. I don't think I've ever put my cat on the live stream before. Bear with me 2 minutes. I'm going to have to see if I can find him. He might be outside. I'm not sure. But if I can find him, I'll bring him back and I'll put him on the camera. I'll be back in a sec. While I'm gone, I'm just going to put this up. 1 second. I'm just going to put this on here. Here he is. Who's that? Benson, look. He's looking the wrong way. He's a sweet little thing. Oh, where are you going? I don't know where he's going. Ah. I'm going to put him down before he claws me to pieces. He was... I was holding him and he was making a funny noise. Like he wasn't... I don't think he was sure. And now he's giving me the evils. Benson! Come on. What are you doing, mister? He's giving me a funny look. I don't like his eyes. His eyes have gone all big like... His eyes go all big like saucers. That's when he's in troublemaker mode. Like he's about to get me. So I gotta be careful. Yeah, he's definitely up to something. I don't like it. And he's behind me. It makes me nervous. We have Stephanie Rainey. We have 5 cats. Wow, you have 5 cats. I only have 1. And this cat, man, the amount of food that this thing eats, his stomach's like a rubbish skip. Like, it's a garbage disposal. Like, having 5 cats. How do you afford 5 cats? That is insane. I don't know how you would afford 5 cats. Man, that would just be crazy. Plus the vet bills as well. I've got like a hair in my mouth. Ugh. But anyway, guys, I wanted to bring up one more thing before we finish off the stream. We've been going almost an hour now. So I did talk about this a little bit on the last live stream, I think. But I did want to let you guys know, again, I'm not sure if any of you guys, I spend $50 on litter. Nice. Basically, let me just bring this up quickly, if I can get it. So I was talking about this on the live stream. Some of you guys may not have seen it, but I did want to let you guys know I'm going to be attending this event. So there's this new event taking place in Piccadilly in London towards the end of this month. It's on the 26th of March, and it's called the HBO Max Experience. I think it's like a promotional thing because HBO Max is releasing in the UK this year. So it's featuring immersive sets and experiences from from iconic TV shows, movies, Harry Potter and TNT Sports. So it's like a big open event where they have all of their different kind of streaming series and movies. They have like a Superman exhibit. They have a Harry Potter exhibit. They have all of this kind of great stuff to do with HBO Max. And it's up in Piccadilly in London on the 26th. I'm going to be going. I'm going to stay overnight in London. Then I'm going to go to the event the next day. I'm going to document the whole thing. I'm going to try and do a video, like a vlog, like I did with the Harry Potter studio tour. I'll try and log all of it the best way that I possibly can. And hopefully I can upload it onto the channel for you guys. But whether they're going to show any exclusive, maybe they give away exclusive information about the upcoming series that maybe, you know, maybe it's a exclusive event where they're going to give away, again, exclusive information. I honestly don't know. If they maybe have some of the Harry Potter exhibit that shows some of the HBO show, even though it's going to be on Paramount Plus by the time it comes out, probably. But yeah, they may have like exclusive images or concept art or props or something that we haven't seen yet. So I'm really, really excited to get there, to film it, to document it, take pictures, whatever it is that I can do. They may restrict you from filming. I don't know if they're going to restrict me from filming, but I will definitely take some pictures, you know, cheeky pictures with my phone if I can. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'll take a few videos around London as well, possibly King's Cross Station as well. You know, the King's Cross Station Harry Potter shop and some of the locations where they shot the movies. And the signature, you know, the trolley that's going into the wall at platform 9 3/4. I'll try and document that for you guys while I'm in London as well. And that's going to be on the 26th. So it's going to be in about 11 days time. So it's going to be a week Thursday. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be amazing. And I just wanted to give you guys a big update here about that event and what's taking place. And you can expect that on the channel within round about the end of the month. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I can't wait to see what it is. Like, I honestly don't know what to expect or what, you know, what's going to be going into this. But guess how much the event cost? It cost that. It cost nothing. To get a ticket for this event, it didn't cost a single penny, which is, I absolutely love it. I mean, an event that's completely free, but it's all sold out now. It almost sold out within like 24 hours. Whoa, what is that? $60 super chat. What? Cloud Apps, you maniac. You just sent a $60 super chat. Holy sh... I'm not going to swear. Thank you so much for that. Wow. Wow, that's made me emotional. Thank you so much for that. That is so kind of you. That is so nice of you. I really do appreciate that, Cloud Apps. Thank you so much for that support, and Gryffindor for your super chats as well. That really does mean a lot. It helps to keep the streams going. It helps to keep the videos going, keeps the channel alive and all that good stuff. But that's incredibly kind of you. I really do appreciate that. And again, I offer you some biscuits. Let me see if I've got my confetti cannon. Have I got my confetti cannon? Yes, I do have my confetti cannon. Woo! Confetti cannon! I need to get rid of this HBO Max thing. Let me get rid of my HBO Max. Let me get rid of my HBO Max thing. And... that was just insanely nice of you. Thank you so much. For both Cloud Apps and Gryffindor, sending in those super chats is so incredibly kind of you. And guys, again, just the fact that you guys are here, just hanging out, taking time out of your day to come and chill out with the content and to be part of these live streams, it means a lot. And I love this community that we're all building. Everyone is so nice and polite and kind, and it's just amazing. And Cloud Apps, man, that is just incredible. Really, really is. And before I go, now that I've given you that update, let me just see if I can get my cat on the camera one more time. Bear with me. He's going to try and scratch me. The problem is I don't want him to scratch my Ravenclaw jacket. I may have to take it off. Bear with me. I'll be back in one sec. Come on. Oh. I tried to get Benson to come back, but he's being a troublemaker and he's starting to try and scratch me. So I think I better leave him alone. Let me see if I can. You guys might be able to see him. 1 second. He's just down there. He's like Benson. It's funny because whenever you say his name, right? Whenever you say his name, right, his ears are like this, and you say Benson, and his ears start going like this, like he knows his name, like he knows his name. He either knows his name or he knows the tone of my voice when I say his name, and his ears are like little radars, like this. I love it so much. But anyway, guys, I think that's going to be it for our stream tonight. Again, thank you so much to everyone for being here, continuing to support the content. If there's any guys, if there's any other time, if there's anything that you feel that you want on the channel in terms of content, if you have any feedback about anything you want to see on the channel, you can always shoot me a message wherever it may be, whether it's a comment on a video, whether it's a comment on one of these live streams, whether it's in the community tab. If there's some sort of news you want me to cover, or if there's a recommendation on a type of content, like we just looked at those fantasy books, if there's something like that you guys want me to go more into, I'm always open to recommendations. Bring back the supermarket game. I've been playing that. I was playing that a bit earlier, by the way. But yeah, if there's any recommendations of any content that you guys want me to cover, just let me know. And I'm always open. I'm always open to diving into other things that we might not usually look at. So again, I'm always open to those. And if that's, if you want to drop me a suggestion of any content or anything like that, just let me know. And I'm always receptive to whatever you guys want us to cover on these live chats or in videos during the day. And, because this content's for you guys and I want you guys to have a good time and all that kind of stuff. Another game stream. Yeah, I mean, we can do that if you want. I've got loads of fun games that we can play, guys. I've got lawnmower simulator where you sit on a mechanized lawnmower where you cut people's grass. I've got drain simulator where you unclog people's drains. I've got trading card simulator where you open up a store and you trade trading cards like Pokemon cards. I've got mall simulator where you open up a shopping mall. I've got so many ridiculous games. There's power washing simulator where you have dirty objects and you have to wash the objects. There's so many ridiculous games that we could play that is just crazy. But they're not very relevant to Harry Potter though. That's the only problem. I don't want people to come onto my channel and think this is a Harry Potter channel. Why the hell is he playing these weird games? Like, what is this all about? There is literally cloud apps. There is literally a simulator for everything. There is. Like, you try and find a simulator for anything. There's like a video game shop simulator, medieval shop simulator. I know which one we can do. I found a witch simulator where you're a witch and you own like a potion store and you have to sell potions and ingredients and make potions and stuff. Maybe we could do that on the channel. What do you guys think? It's kind of like a cartoony type game. You get customers and you have to source ingredients and sell potions and things like that. That could be a fun game that we could dive into. And it's got a cat in it as well. We're talking about cats. That's the main theme of tonight's stream. It's got cats. Let me just find a picture of it for you. Bear with me 1 second. I've wish listed it on my Steam account. So let me just find it. Then we'll finish off the stream. I'll just bring up a picture. I think I may have shown you guys before, but just bear with me. Benson is literally sat over there by the door, giving me the biggest evils right now because he wants food, and he's looking at me, and it's making me feel nervous. Oh, 1 second. Okay, let me just find this game quickly. Guess I'm a cat person now. Well, you got a cat, so you squarely fall into the cat category, yes. Okay, so just give me 2 seconds. I've got it on here somewhere. Okay, here it is. It's called Witchy. It's called Witchy Business. That's what it's called. It's called Witchy Business. Okay, so here it is, guys. Benson needs a sibling. No, trust me, I am not getting another cat. That one cost me too much money. He eats too much food as it is. Okay, so we've got this. Let me just pull up this image here quickly so you guys can see this game. Okay, so this is the game that I was talking about. If I can get the right thing here. So this is the game here. It's called Witchy Business. And look, it's got a cat in the picture. Manage your very own witchcraft shop. Witchy Business is a job simulator game where you brew potions for your customers, collect oddities, grow flowers in your garden, upgrade your alchemy station and thrive. Make sure you are quick to take care of your customers and the hex thieves. So, I mean, that could be fun. It looks like a sweet little game, so I have no idea. Is this something you guys may be interested in? Okay, cool. Maybe that's something I'm not sure if I'm going to do. What would be a better format though? Like doing it in a series of videos, like a gameplay series, like a playlist on the channel, or doing it in a live stream? I'm not sure. I'll have a think about it, guys. But anyway, that looks like a good contender, so we could do something like that. I'll have to download it in the meantime. It's gonna be fun though. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm excited. Live stream. Yeah, live stream. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, guys, so I think that's going to bring us to the end of our live stream anyway. And again, to those, Gryffindor and Cloud Apps who sent in those super chats, thank you so much. I mean, the financial support is just incredible. It's like it really hit me right there. Like it means a lot. It really does. And just the rest of you guys as well, just being here, taking time out of your day to join the community, to take time to be part of the Wizards Rest community, to join in these videos, to check out the content, to watch the videos and support the content. It just means a lot, guys. So I really do appreciate it. I know I keep saying it. I may be annoying you guys, but I don't care. You know, I like to you know, share my praises when I think it's, you know, when I think it's right for me to do so. It's only right that I let you guys know, you know, how important you guys are and, you know, the great things that you've been doing for this channel. I really do appreciate that. So that's going to bring us to the end of our channel. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend and enjoy the start of your week as well, whatever it is you may be up to. And we'll be back with another live stream, maybe Wednesday. It depends if there's enough news for us to warrant. Doing a stream on Wednesday, I will absolutely do it. But if there's not really much news, we may just go on to the Witchy game. I'm not sure, but we'll figure something out, and we'll be back before you know it. And Gryffindor sends in... Did Gryffindor send in another? Is that another one? Or is that the same one I was already looking at? Yeah, Gryffindor sent in another $1.49 cat super chat sticker. Enjoy your new cat, Gryffindor. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys, and I will see you in the very next video. Thank you so much, guys. Love you all.